can clearly be seen at the Jantar Mantar. Yes.
We have Brian Thomas joining us for further details. Brian, we have been seeing developments coming in since last night. What we saw since last night was, at first, Sonam Wangchuk had shared a video message on his X account, and where he said that his 20% of his body is lost. He had said that the next step is organ failure. You, in fact, had spoken to Sonam Wangchuk's doctor as well, who had said pretty much the same thing, where he said that he's entering a very critical stage and he requires urgent and constant medical attention. Then we saw Abhijit Dipke allege that Sonam Wangchuk, there was an attempt to attack him. That is what Dipke, in fact, said on social media. And finally, now we have this on the morning of the 21st day of his indefinite hunger strike. Sonam Wangchuk being rushed to the hospital by Delhi police. There have been some allegations made by protesters that there has been some sort of clash with police as well. What can you tell us about the current situation on the ground? What are protesters saying, and what exactly unfolded in the morning?
Let me just show you the visuals since we are at the very location, and here, very importantly, the situation has extremely transpired and has become very difficult also, as what we are trying to show you. And very importantly, the situation looks very, very intense here where we are at this point of time. At Jantar Mantar itself, the situation has gotten extremely chaotic, where obviously the protesters have been saying the fact that the situation looks bad, because we also spoke obviously to the doctor there, Nitin Dike, and obviously when we spoke to him, there were multiple things that were stated. Here we are at Jantar Mantar, you can see clearly this situation is here where we can see heavy deployment of you can see the officials here. They've all been there. The Varun 1 is also here now. You can see Rapid Action Forces, Delhi police officials. They've all been deployed here. Yesterday, we spoke to Nitin Dike, who is obviously is the doctor who was looking after Sonam Wangchuk. He said that he lost 9 kgs and he was weighing around 56.5 kilos. And here you can see heavy barricading has been done of what we are trying to show you. And when we try to give you some glimpse of what looks here, it looks very disturbing, because now, just a while back, Sonam Wangchuk was taken rushed to the hospital by the Delhi police, and just a while back, even the things here got extremely chaotic. Not only that, when we spoke to the doctor, he said that there can be multiple organ failures also. That can be very probable, because it was 20 days of just on water. He would be losing muscles. He would be there would be there would be a likable factor that there could be infection itself. So, and here also, as what we are trying to show you, the situation is getting intense here. Sonam Wangchuk is rushed to the hospital, and after he was rushed to the hospital by police officials, you could see that protesters became extremely violent here, and there were some protesters that were also detained by Delhi police officials, and all even yesterday. Clearly yesterday also there was Abhijit Dipke clearly stated the fact that he was there was an attack that happened against Sonam Wangchuk. But again, if we talk about, if we show you the situation here, you could see there is heavy deployment of police from day one. And as a result of that, this is what the situation here looks like now, since the things have gotten a bit chaotic here. So that is why you could see heavy deployment, police deployment here, that has intensified, especially after Sonam Wangchuk when he was rushed to the hospital. And here also you could see these visuals also of heavy barricading by the Rapid Action Forces, by the officials, by Delhi police officials. This place is seeing a heavy deployment where hundreds and more than hundreds other officials are present at this point of time. They've also made dedicated chambers here of what we are trying to show you. So clearly the situation here is extremely chaotic at this point of time, as what we are trying to show you, as what we are trying to tell you.
Viewers, you see over there my colleague Brian live from the ground at Jantar Mantar, and he's also just told us that there is some chaos being witnessed. Heavy deployment of the Rapid Action Forces as well as the Delhi police continues. He had spoken to Sonam Wangchuk's doctor yesterday as well, and what the doctor had told us was that he was entering a very critical condition, and required urgent and constant medical care is what Sonam Wangchuk's doctor told us yesterday. And today we saw early in the morning Delhi police arrive at the ground, cover Sonam Wangchuk from public view and then take him to the hospital. Now, of course, there was a lot of crowd present over there as Sonam Wangchuk's hunger strike had entered its 21st day, and the protesters over there are being removed from the spot is what my colleague Brian also just told us. He has reached Jantar Mantar currently, and he said the situation over there is that people are being removed. There is heavy deployment, some sort of chaos continues to be witnessed. Some protesters also, of course, alleging that there was use of force by the police. Brian, what can you tell us about what protesters have been saying? We just, in fact, saw one protester claim that there was some sort of a lathi charge. Protesters have been hurt and they are being forcibly removed from the ground. What are protesters saying? Have you been able to speak to anyone so far? Of course, we see that deployment at the site continues.
Importantly, we did speak to, one of the protesters here, and when we spoke to her, she was actually being detained by the police. After when Sonam Wangchuk was rushed to the hospital by Delhi police officials, they stated that he was forced and he was forcibly removed, and the protesters have been alleging that they have been forced to, leave Jantar Mantar, and this is what has been going on. But when we spoke to the doctors yesterday, when the police officials also saw that Sonam Wangchuk's health is actually in a very bad state and deteriorating over the time, so the Delhi police official they shifted Sonam Wangchuk to the hospital on the 21st day of the strike, because the hunger strike on the first day itself, obviously, for 20 days he was on a hunger strike, and when on today, when it was the start of the 21st day, the health deteriorated. And again, when we spoke to the doctor also, they shared all the details about it. And it is very alarming. You could see, muscle loss. You could see the doctor speaking about how he would be also, getting infection because of the prolonged hunger.
ऑनरेबल हाई कोर्ट के आदेशानुसार और हेल्थ कंडीशंस और मेडिकल एडवाइस के अनुसार श्री सोनम वांगचुक जी को यहाँ से अप्रोप्रिएट गवर्नमेंट हॉस्पिटल जो मच नीडेड मेडिकल इंटरवेंशन है उसके लिए ले जाया गया है और अंडर मेडिकल सुपरविजन. थैंक यू.
सर यहाँ पर तमाम लोगों को भी जो बाकी लोग हैं इनको कब हटाया जाएगा? सर कौन से हॉस्पिटल? देखिए, नई दिल्ली डीजीपी सचिन शर्मा उनकी तरफ से ये क्लियर कर दिया गया है कि
Viewers, that was the statement by Delhi police that we just heard. We heard Delhi police speaking to media, and what they have just said is that this action was taken on the orders of the Delhi High Court. The police has clearly stated that it is on the directive of the Delhi High Court that Sonam Wangchuk has been rushed to the hospital, and they said that his health was reaching, alarming levels, which is why, due to his health concerns, he has had to be removed from Jantar Mantar and taken to the hospital. We saw those visuals, of course, of Delhi police rushing Sonam Wangchuk from the site, and now what police have said is that this was done on the directions of the Delhi High Court. So a statement now by officials as well, after we heard the protesters speaking and sharing what they claim went on the site. Now Delhi police's claim is that this was done on the directive of the High Court and keeping in mind the health concerns of Sonam Wangchuk as he entered the 20th